Hello, hello, hello everyone, NegroVMX here, and welcome back with Dragon Quest VIII, and we have just defeated Rapthorn. Let's peep this ending.
Yes, we'll do that.
One of my favorite endings in an RPG. You finally get to see what King Trode actually looks like. And it's hilarious. Nut.
It looked like he nutted.
I did hit the nut button. Discord tends to filter that sound out. But.
We done it, Gov! We only went and bleeding done it!
At last! I can finally go back and tell Bangers and Mash it's all over.
Bangers and Mash.
And I have something to tell Alistair too. That he was right all along. I only made it this far because I followed my heart.
Who'd have thought we'd ever manage it? Should be an interesting anecdote for the ladies.
Angelo's already thinking about how he can use this to get laid.
I bet Grandad and the Orcs Princess would be having a whale of a time by now. They must be back to normal at last. I'm half surprised the old codger ain't turned up to surprise us as usual.
You're in the sky, you nincompoop.
In a place like this, eh?
I transported your friends back to their homeland. Each one of you is a great hero. Yangus, Jessica, Angelo, and of course, you.
Of course you, player name.
I will
Mr.
never
Black.
forget your strength and courage. You remind me of the 7 sages. You humans never fail to surprise me. It is time to land. Your friends are eager to see you again.
They make you wait for a while to see Trode's face, too.
Mm.
I remember they kept him, like, facing away from the camera, or, you know.
Here we are. Now you can be with your friends again.
Yeah, so he hasn't even changed yet.
There you are. Welcome back. I saw you all in action. My wonderful men. You were magnificent. I ain't one of your men, Grandad.
Neither am I.
And I'm a free agent.
Yeah, it's pretty much just the main hero that works for you.
Of course, of course. And I suppose you weren't magnificent either. Wise bird, a god. Are you leaving us already?
This world is in no danger now. My path leads to other worlds.
I see. Well, anyway, we are in your Wait a minute! Aren't you forgetting something? What about the princess and I? Just how long are we going to have to suffer this outrageous curse?
Well, the power of Rapthorn's curse is weakening. It will not be long now.
Really? Splendid! I feel much better for hearing that. Well, I don't know where your next destination is, but take care. Is it proper to tell a god to take care?
I am not a god, nor is my real name Imperia.
Comes the big reveal.
These are but the names you humans have given to me. I was known by a different name in the land of my birth. There I was called Rania.
It's the same bird from Dragon Quest III.
But now I must leave. Goodbye, brave humans.
The bird we actually had to
It has
hatch.
been an honor to have known
Yeah,
you.
you hatched the bird.
Yeah. Ramia hatching is actually like my favorite scene in Dragon Quest III.
We didn't hatch the Dragon Lord. Well, someone did.
And he's starting to change back.
Bye. Grandad, you're sparkling.
Of course I am, you ninny.
It's taken you this long to notice. A personality as rich as mine always sparkles. I mean, literally. Take a look at yourself. Ooh.
And he looks exactly the same.
Back to normal.
He just has different hair, he's got a little beard, and he's white instead of green.
He's like the rich, snooty guy from East 8.
Hurrah! I'm back! Finally rid of that hideously ugly guise.
No longer looks like Yoda.
You don't look no different. You look exactly the same as before. What did you say? Are you blind? Dazzled
That's one of
by
the
my
funniest
striking
moments.
appearance, no doubt. Wait. This is no time for an argument. Where's the princess? Where is my beautiful Medea?
Probably getting out of that rain that you have her on.
Hello, everyone.
Medea! You're back! Oh, my beloved Medea!
All I can say is Trode's wife must have been really hot.
At last, the curse is lifted. Everything is back as it should be.
You know, somebody once described Dragon Quest VIII as basically like Dragon Quest meets Disney, and it's true in a way that, especially with this dynamic, nobody in Disney has two living parents.
I can see it. I can see it.
Yeah. Like, no Disney character ever has two living parents, if you notice.
Yeah.
Hey, look!
Bambi did for a little while, even though his dad was an unseen character. And then right into the intermezzo.
Oh, my castle! My castle is back to its old self, too!
Wait till you tell all these people that it's been several months.
Trodain is restored! The glory returns! Everyone, this calls for a banquet! Prepare a feast!
Even though it's playing the fanfare, that is not the end. Not even close.
Ooh.
There's quite a bit more to go. It's one of the coolest endings because it just keeps going.
Kind of like 11's.
Yeah, absolutely. The 11's true ending, at least. They got a little cheeky after a while with playing the fanfare before the ending, Like, I mean, in 5, they started playing it and the game wasn't even over. And they did the same thing in 3.
They didn't do it in 4 and 6.
No, in 4 and 6, they only played it at the very end. But I remember just like the moment in 3 where after you beat Baramos and you go back to the castle and the trumpeteers come out and they all start playing the song and then they all burst into fire.
And Zoma shows up.
Yeah, you hear Zoma's voice and it's like, oh, yeah, the game's not over.
Alright, well, I'm gonna hop off for a bit. I'll catch you later.
Alright, we'll see you, Russ. That's some gigantic-ass beer mugs.
Yeah, those are huge.
And then there's an even longer true ending after the post-game. But you need that Argon ring. Several months later.
Gav! Hey, long time no see, eh? I ain't seen your mug since we polished off that fat geezer. I've been playing it straight, Gav. None of that dodgy business I was up to before I met you. Yeah, I've been doing a bit of trading, you know, bits and bobs like. Been sailing round and selling stuff in all the places we went to together. This bird, mate of mine's been bugging me for ages to help her with it.
It's gotta be red.
So here I am. You're looking at Yengus, the important exporter now.
Better than the impotent exporter.
Anyway, I heard your big news. So you're head of the palace guards then, eh? Diamond. I'm well chuffed I can help you out on your first big job and all. And it's for none other than our darling horse print. Oh, listen to me. She ain't an horse anymore, is she? So we're escorting the princess to a wedding at Sevilla Cathedral, right?
It's where she's supposed to marry that shitlord, Prince Charmles.
No. Beats me.
Oh, that
she's
guy.
Still marrying that charmless bloke. After all that's happened. Oh yeah, nearly forgot. I was supposed to give you a message from this old minister I saw on the way over. Seems the princess is ready to deport now. So you can go and fetch her from a room like. I'll be waiting down in the courtyard then, eh? See you in a bit.
It's an actual playable ending. Although Dragon Quest always does that, don't they? Even in the first game, you could
Yeah, they do.
slowly walk back and talk to her. But here's Angelo, trying to get it on.
Ah, it's been a while. I came as soon as I heard the news. So, it seems we'll have the honor of escorting the lovely princess. I just ran into Yangus too, same as ever. I'm a busy man, as you know, so I wasn't too thrilled at first at having to drop everything and come over. But it is good to see the old gang again. Anyway, are you really alright with this wedding going ahead? You don't have to stick around if it's too hard for you. Just do what you have to do, my friend. Like I did when I left the Abbey.
Oh, Angelo's so wonderful. You know, he looks after children who don't have anywhere else to go. Don't you? He says he wants to repay all the kindness Abbot Francisco showed him when he was all alone in the world. Isn't he just the sweetest man you ever met?
Angelo
Hey, no need
being
to
in charge of
cover
an
the
orphanage
world.
makes perfect sense,
I have
too.
a certain image to maintain with my admirers. Well then, see you in a bit. I'll be down in the courtyard taking a break. Come and find me when you're ready.
Angelo's just like, that's right, I've got bitches. Oh, that ain't it. No, don't do it again. Yep, it's still locked. There we are. I heard old Trode went on ahead to the cathedral. I could hardly keep a straight face when I saw him. He doesn't really look much different to when he was cursed. Hey, is something wrong, Gov? How come you ain't going to get the princess yet? Probably because the doors were locked. Here we go. Yeah, I don't rightly know which... I think I might know where she is. Sort of this direction. Yeah, I think we go this way. Behind the throne. Oh, are you gonna... No. Where are you going, Commander? The princess is in a room on the 3rd floor. I'm trying to get up there. I'm afraid the princess isn't here. Alright. Well, there's other ways to get to the 3rd floor. Alright, so this is the 3rd floor. And there's Jessica.
Hey there! Long time no see. How have you been?
She breasted boobily across the way.
You look pretty well, that's for
And
sure.
then titted down the
But
stairs.
how come you haven't visited me in Alexandria? I've missed you. You know, I was planning to go off and live on my own, but my mother was so worried I ended up settling down back at home. I guess the time I spent away from her made us both realize what's truly important to us. We get on really well now.
Well, it's because you both stopped being such bitches to each other.
I'm not much of a replacement for my brother, but I've decided to stay and look after Alexandria. With everyone's help, of course. But enough of that. Have you heard? Apparently Yangus and Red have teamed up now and they're doing something together. Can you believe it? Last I remember, they couldn't exchange 2 words without 3 insults. I wonder what went on between them. Huh? You're on your way to pick up Princess Medea? Yeah, I guess it's time to get going. Okay then. I'll be waiting for you down in the courtyard.
Man, I don't know which room is hers. Probably not here, but... Let's see. Yeah, no, it's gonna be one of the nice bedrooms. Maybe this one, because there's a guard here? Yep.
I suppose this is the last time I'll play the piano like this in here.
I don't hear a piano, but okay.
I wonder if there'll be a piano I can play in Argonia.
I'm sure we can have it shipped to you, but
Thank you
let's
for
be real,
coming.
you're not marrying that douche.
Is it already time to leave?
Yep.
I asked the minister to have you call on me so that we could take one last walk through the castle, alone together, just like old times. I know it's not quite time yet, but I wanted to say goodbye to you properly. To thank you for everything you've done. The times I've spent here in Tradaine Castle, with you, will be memories I shall treasure for always. I have to marry the Prince of Argonia to fulfill my royal duty. And you have to please continue to serve my father and protect Tradaine, just as you always have. Oh. So then, shall we go? It won't do to keep people waiting too long.
You could probably guess where the true ending goes. Although we're not at the part where it deviates yet. And then the wagon crashed into the door.
Well, so this is Sevilla Cathedral. What a perfect place for a grand royal wedding. Excellent work, young man. You did an admirable job of escorting us. Your duty here has now been fulfilled. You shall stay the night at the inn and return to Tredain tomorrow.
But I thought they'd all be attending the wedding.
I'm sorry, Princess, but I'm afraid that won't be possible.
You'd think the bride would be able to set her own guest list. Here's this shithead.
Well, well, pleased to make your acquaintance indeed. I am Prince Charmley of Argonia. Goodness, you must be Princess Medea. Charmed, I'm sure. One look at you is enough to make me forget all the other beautiful girls I've ever met. I'm the luckiest man in the world to have you as my wife.
Blimey. What's with all the romance? I didn't know you had it in you, Charmless.
It's Charmley. Oh, aren't you those servants from the initiation? No doubt you're here because you heard the news of my wedding. Well, I'm afraid this is as far as you can come. I can't.
You don't want to know how far I can come.
Like you at such a grand royal affair. It's not as if you're aristocracy or wealthy or well, anything.
Jessica is rich, but okay. Pretty sure Angelo is too at this point.
That brat is unbelievable. Can't let us in on account of our being too common, indeed. The preening little snob. It's been a while since the initiation, but he is still just as obnoxious as ever. And yet tomorrow, he's going to be marrying the princess. Can you believe it? Are you really going to let this happen? If you ask me, it's your duty as Chief of the Palace Guard to protect the princess's happiness.
Well, that's one way of looking at it.
Rise and shine, Gov. The princess will be getting itched in a bit. We've come all this way. We should at least try and get a glimpse of her all dolled up. I'll go on ahead then, eh? I'll be waiting in front of that big church.
There we go. Open this door that looks like a chocolate bar. I could talk to all the NPCs, but I'm trying to keep the length down to a dull roar, and I'll probably
the ceremony's already
do it more in the
started.
true ending. Because we're going to have to watch a lot of this again anyway.
All those people. I doubt anyone would notice you among the crowd.
Let's disrupt the wedding. Now, where's Yangus? Oh.
What a crowd! I can't see a thing from here.
What's going on? Has it already started?
People are saying that the bride looks stunning. I wish I was more like her.
I'm more interested in seeing the new Lord High Priest than the bride and groom, but it's impossible to see anything from here.
Congratulations, Princess Medea! Congratulations, Prince Charles!
Hey, stop pushing!
Wow!
Oh,
There you are, Gov. I knew you'd turn up. Right, this way. Follow me. Well, we've got this far. Now, we just have to take care of that knight.
Halt! You can't come any closer until the royal wedding ceremony is over. You'll just have to wait around the front. Are you trying to tell me that you've been invited? Let's go with yes. Liars! All of those invited have already been seated inside the cathedral. I hope you aren't thinking of forcing your way inside. I was thinking of that, yes.
What? Yeah.
Ooh, duffed.
You leave him to me, Gov. Go on, in you go.
Took him on a tour of Duff City. You're this impatient little shit.
honestly, where has the princess got to? What could possibly be taking her so long?
Mrs. Bouvier!
What do you think you're doing? Are you trying to ruin my wedding?
Yes.
I won't stand for it. Guards, get rid of him at once.
Excuse me for the interruption, Your Majesty, lords, ladies and gentlemen. I have an urgent communique for the king.
What? Is this true?
Ah. What is it, Father? Tell me at once.
It seems the bride, Princess Medea, has disappeared.
The gasp.
What did you say? I don't believe it. Well, she must have been kidnapped. It's the only explanation. Aha! Of course! It was you! This is all your doing! He was jealous, so he kidnapped the princess. Seize him at once!
Phew. You're okay.
Hey? What's going on, Gov? Where's the princess? What's happened to the wedding?
Hey! Get over here, we've got trouble! King Trode and Princess Medea are surrounded by soldiers down there!
You what?
You what?
Get it. But we better get a move on, Gov. It don't look good.
Stay right where you are!
I'd rather not.
Just let you go after you ruined the royal wedding like that? Leave them to us. You just get the princess and King Trode to safety.
No matter what weapon you have Angelo using, he's always got a sword in the ending, which always bugged me.
Ah, there you are. Just in the nick of time. I knew I could depend on you. You have to take Medea and escape from here at once. I can't possibly let that awful Prince Charmless marry my beautiful Medea. My country's honor matters not one jot compared to her happiness. Please, take her to safety.
My marriage was arranged by our two families long ago. I thought I had no choice but to accept it gracefully. I always resigned myself to it. I always saw it as my duty as princess. But I simply can't abide him. If it's a choice between marrying that twit and being a horse, you can make mine a grass sandwich. I can't live my whole life denying my true feelings. Take my hand and let's run away together. Please, take me away from here.
Yep. Beating the shit out of these people with a stick. A goddamn stick. Now there you are, Moogle. You've been so quiet.
A little sleepy.
We're just about at the end here. I said you can make the ending a lot longer by talking to everybody, but I'll wait for when I have the Argon ring in my possession. And that triggers the true ending.
How could you let them get away, you incompetent rogues? How could you be so remiss as to let a wagged wobble like them wout you, you rotten rascals?
Let's make him say more R words.
I should know better than to entrust my princess's retrieval to a troop of reluctant roughnecks.
Then why don't you go after them and bring the princess back yourself?
But I can't do that all on my own. I'll send the royal guard.
Typical. You think that just because you're a prince, you can solve everything with money and power.
But I got that huge Argon heart during the initiation all by myself.
Enough of your lies! I know the truth.
Because he had the real one the whole time. You could tell this is grainy-ass FMV because it's not upscaled.
Yeah.
You can only upscale stuff in the game engine. Cutscenes like this will always be in the PlayStation 2's native resolution. Which was not meant to display on a, you know, a 1080p like this, you know?
Cool, blimey, father.
I forgot that she said that. Maybe a Pink Floyd single after Sid had a particularly bad trip.
Yeah.
You know, reacting to something on the Discord for people watching on YouTube. And that's Dragon Quest VIII, or at least that's the first ending. I said I could have made it a lot longer by talking to all the NPCs and everything, but I figure most of that ending gets repeated for the true ending later on. So we'll just make sure we talk to everybody the second time around. I'm a little pressed for time here because it's going to be dinner time very soon. But yeah, that's Dragon Quest VIII. After this, what we're going to do is we're going to go through the Dragovian path and do the Dragovian trials. And the final rewards of that, I mean, you do get the Dragovian sword, which I can combine with the sword that I have into the best sword in the game. But once you've done all the trials, you get the Argon Ring. And if you think about... I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, you know, about how the ending's going to be different and what we can change. But if you think about that, the Argon Ring and connection to Argonia, you know, Prince Charles being the Prince of Argonia, and that's where the wedding is. So we're going to learn a lot about actually the history of the main character. We're going to learn about the history of Argonia. We're going to learn about Munchie even. And Munchie the mouse, and of course see what happens, you know, and about the ancient pact that led to the wedding. But there's more story to come. We got to do like I said, the Dragovian trials and everything. We got to go up the Dragovian path. There's like another town, a bunch of story, and some very, very difficult bosses to defeat. And then once we have the Argon Ring, we can go right back, defeat Rapthorn a second time, and then view a much better ending. Not that that was a bad ending, because she didn't marry him. Trode has to be like one of the best dads in all of Dragon Quest. He put her happiness above his country's honor. And it's like, I'm not letting her marry that creep. I'm not going to force her to, you know, be put through that. And she couldn't love him. She doesn't even like him. And the 3DS version actually gives you a completely different third ending that is, by the way, ridiculous. But it's pure fan service, you know. You know, in the 3DS version. Okay. So in the true ending, there is a wedding. A wedding happens, right? And in the 3DS version, there is a wedding.
All right.
And then in the 3DS version, there's a second ending where there is a wedding with two completely different characters.
Oh my.
You know, I'll just say it because it's ridiculous and we're not playing the 3DS version, but in the 3DS extra ending, the hero marries Jessica.
Ooh.
Which never struck me as something... I think it's just because so many fans wanted him to marry Jessica because they're, you know, they're in love with her and her... two big mounds of personality.
Unlike Bianca. Although I go with Bianca.
I never saw the appeal of Bianca, to be honest.
I did 2 runs. One with Bianca, one with... Was her name Maria in the original?
In the original? In Japanese or in the fan translation?
Fan translation.
It was Nira. It was Flora in Japan. And then I believe they changed it to Nira, and they kept... I've done all 3 because the first time I ever played it was on the Super Famicom, and Nira did not have any kind of personality, and you didn't know who she was or anything. She kind of came out of left field, and you knew who Bianca was, so I did marry Bianca. But when I played the remake on the DS, I felt that Nira was way more interesting, and the hero had more of a connection with her. Even though he knew Bianca since childhood, he seemed to kind of fall for Nira pretty quickly. So I chose her. And then the third time I chose Deborah because that was the new option you had. And she's such a bitch, I figured it would be funny. And I always say in Dragon Quest V, there's 3 choices of brides, right? There's the canon choice, there's the right choice, and there's the best choice. Hey, Barrel.
You got a barrel.
You came in for the very end of the first ending here.
Oh, wait.
The credits just finished. Although, like I said, there's a post-game and a true ending, but this is the end of the normal ending.
Oh, okay.
Sound half asleep.
It's been a long journey.
No, I was standing there.
A lot has happened along the way, but it's all worked out well in the end.
In your end.
Old obligations matter not one jot. What matters is being able to live a full and happy life. You should decide for yourself.
I wonder if the HD mod for this upscales the cutscenes.
Take as long as you need. Although, I don't know how easy it will be to find
It's like
someone
doing the Dickles a Bee voice.
who jilted a prince.
138.
Better now, Father. Look, we're home. Home for good.
Like I said, after seeing that, you could probably guess where the true ending goes, but we're not quite done. Even though it says the end. But that third ending they put in the 3DS version I think is ridiculous. Congratulations, you succeeded in defeating the Lord of Darkness. If you save here, your victory will be recorded in an adventure log. This will allow you to continue your adventure from the moment just before you set off to fight Rapthorn. Record your triumph so that a new legend may be born. And of course, there's a whole new... There's a new town, there's a new dungeon, there's new bosses. Yeah, so we definitely want to do that so we can do the post-game and get the even better ending.
I saw a movie today with a pretty crappy ending.
Yeah. And let's see, what is our clear time on this? Will it say it, or... 88 hours and 56 minutes. And there's another scene showing you where the Dragovian path is.
It's a big game.
Oh, yeah. It's not the longest Dragon Quest, though.
Dragon Quest 7.
7 is so much longer. Like, this was considered... Yeah, see, the Dragovian path is opening now. This was considered a shorter game compared to 7.
And that is why I don't play RPGs. Or JRPGs.
Well, if a game is good, you want it to keep going for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really gotten into JRPGs unless it's like Pokemon and stuff like that. So.
Kind of like how I never got into fighting games.
Some of the Pokemon games can be pretty damn long. But that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to do but just turn it off at this point, and once we reload that save, we can go up to the through the Dragovian path to the Dragovian Trials, fight a bunch of high-level bosses, a high-level dungeon, and then of course get that sword, the ring. We get the better ending. But I'll see you guys real soon with, yes, even more of Dragon Quest VIII.
Later.
Yee.